Tonight, more events canceled due to the coronavirus.
Find out what and how they will affect you. Murrow News 8 starts now.
Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Jane McDonald.
And I'm Asher Lind. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Our own Glenn Johnson has declared a state of emergency for Pullman. As of today, Pullman will have access to regional and state assistance related to COVID-19. At the moment, there are no confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Whitman County.
The coronavirus has caused closures in many areas across the United States, including Spokane. According to KHQ, the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick organization has decided to cancel Spokane's 42nd annual St. Patrick Day Parade. The announcement comes hours after Mayor Woodward held a press conference, urging organizations to cancel or postpone gatherings with 250 people or more.
The NCAA canceled March Madness tournaments due to the coronavirus outbreak. NBC reported the cancellation will extend the remaining winter and spring NCAA championships. The decision comes after most of the NCAA's conferences had suspended their postseason tournaments, including its power conferences, the Pac-12, Big Ten, ACC, Big 12, and SEC. The decision was made by NCAA President Mark Emmert and Board of Governors to ensure the events do not contribute to the spread of the virus.
The Pullman business community is encouraging the public to continue to eat and shop at local businesses in light of the news that WSU is moving to online classes on March 23rd. According to the Moscow Pullman Daily News, local companies are worried about the lack of customers after the week of spring break when students will take classes solely online. Owner of Murrow Men's, Jake Willie, said the health of the community cannot take a back seat to the success of businesses.
The Lewiston Tribune reported that there's a need for blood donations. A nonprofit blood collection center is struggling to maintain its blood supply as coronavirus fears keep donors away. Centers are encouraging people with good health to donate to ensure enough blood is provided to local hospitals.
Coming out of KREM 2 News, Spokane area parents are protesting a bill that mandates sex education in Washington Public School, starting for children in kindergarten. The protest on Wednesday was outside of the Spokane Public Schools office in downtown Spokane. These protesting parents also kept their students out of school on Wednesday in what they called a, quote, sex ed sit-out. Organizers of the event told KREM the protest was aimed to lawmakers in Olympia, not any local schools or teachers. And according to Pullman Radio, the city of Pullman reminds WSU students that parking on College Hill streets during spring break is prohibited. The city will be having gravel and leaf removal starting March 16th, and vehicles parked on the streets between 2 and 9 a.m. will be cited and towed.
The 2019-2020 NBA season has been suspended after 2 Utah Jazz players tested positive for COVID-19. Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell have been tested positive. According to CBS News, the league told teams the hiatus will last 30 days minimum. Players and staff have been told to self-quarantine for 14 days. Several teams, including the Raptors and Thunder, are being asked to self-quarantine due to them playing the Jazz in the last week. And when we come back, see how weather conditions can affect travelers going home for the weekend.
That and more when Murrow News 8 returns.
Hey Ariel, with spring break coming up, what weather can students expect if they're going back home?
Thanks, Jane. So we actually experienced a beautiful day today out here on the Palouse. It was absolutely gorgeous. So we experienced a low of 30 though, so it was a little bit chilly and some winds about 8 miles per hour, but that shouldn't affect the temperature too much. It might just be a little bit gusty out there. But we did experience a high of 43, so if you saw students walking around with no puffy coats on, that shouldn't be a surprise. Heading into tomorrow, it will get a little bit chillier with a low of 24 and a high of 43. It will be a little bit windier at about 13 miles per hour, but so if you're traveling out of Pullman, maybe keep an eye out for that, but it shouldn't be too bad. Heading into the state map, we are looking at looking in Seattle and Olympia. It is a little bit warmer over there, but they are experiencing some overcast weather as well as some cloudy weather. So it's not as nice as in Pullman, but it's still a little bit nice. Okay, heading into the middle of the state, we are looking at warmer weather in Yakima and the Tri-Cities, so it is a little bit nicer over there with highs of 59 and 65, believe it or not, and lows in 28 and 31. So it is still very cold over there. And after looking at the weather advisory, there is a weather advisory in Yakima for the next 2 days, so be careful if you're traveling over there. It's going to be a little bit snowy and probably a little bit slick on those roads, so just keep an eye out for that. And looking in Spokane and Pullman, it is a little bit warmer over here, but it's going to be dipping into those lower temperatures later in the evening. So make sure that you have those jackets on and try to stay in if you can. And then heading into the 5-day forecast, something I want you to keep a lookout for. There will be some rain and snow on Friday and Sunday, but mostly snow on Saturday. So if you're heading out of Pullman, keep an eye out for that and make sure you have your tires ready and keep an eye out on those roads and drive safely. But once we head into Monday and Tuesday, if you're staying here for over spring break, it will be a lot sunnier and a little bit warmer, but it will still be cold in the evening, and our lows are going to be in the 20s. So just make sure that you're keeping an eye out for that and stay safe over spring break, Cougs. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ariel. Be sure to keep those travel warnings in mind. Beginning Friday, 26 European countries will be under a travel ban, meaning any person that is not a U.S. citizen from those countries will be unable to enter. According to CNN, this does not include trade or U.S. citizens. However, U.S. citizens may face a mandatory quarantine.
Today marked the worst day in stock market history since 1987. CNN reports that the S&P 500 closed down nearly 10%, making it worse than Black Monday back in October of 1987. Most of this is panic because of the COVID-19 spread, and Wall Street hopes that the response will return to 2008-style interest rates.
Disneyland announced today that they will be closing their doors starting Saturday until the end of March because of COVID-19. Disneyland put out a statement saying they have no reports of COVID-19 at the Disneyland Resort, but reviewing the Governor of California's executive order and in the best decision for guests and employees, they will close the park. The hotels will stay open until March 16th so guests can make travel arrangements. Well, so sad that those Disneyland guests will have to go home on such a short notice.
Yeah, the happiest place on earth. I've never been able to experience that, but it's really nice that Disneyland's able to at least compensate for what's been just a crazy turn the last few days. All the cancellations, Disneyland, all the major sporting events.
Sure. And I mean, safety is paramount, so at least those families will be safe.
Absolutely.
After the break, find out who is inducted into the 2020 College Football Hall of Fame.
Jasmine Brown has your sports news next when we come back.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Welcome back to Murrow News 8, bringing you sports today. I'm Jasmine Brown.
Fans will no longer be able to attend WSU baseball games until further notice due to the growing concerns of the coronavirus. The decision was announced yesterday and will take effect starting this Friday when the Cougs open a homestand against California. Like most of the other gathering policies in place, only essential personnel will be allowed to be in attendance. College basketball was effectively canceled, but not before WSU was able to get their first Pac-12 tournament win since 2009. Beating Colorado 82-68 in one of the first Cougs' best wins all year, they shot lights out going to 10-21 from downtown. CJLB poured in 6 of those threes and finished with 30 points, 10 boards, and 5 assists. Cougs are the first 11 seeds to win a game in a tournament history. If this indeed is the last game of the year, WSU will finish 16-16 on the year. The Pac-12 men's basketball tournament was canceled earlier this morning, along with majority of other conference tournaments around the country. The all Power 5 tournaments are now canceled, as well as the Big Dance. CNBC announced that Major League Baseball will delay opening day game and cancel spring training games due to the coronavirus. The league announced the update Thursday and said that MLB will delay games by at least 2 weeks. Opening day was originally scheduled for March 26th. Coming from Coug Center, 3-time All-American Cougar kicker and punter Jason Hansen will be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Hansen finished his career at WSU with 19 completed field goals from over 50 yards away, setting the Pac-10 record 62-yarder. Hansen went on to play Detroit Lions, earning All-Pro honors, and is the 4th leading scorer in NFL history. According to WSUCougars.com, Hannah Pukas has been selected for the U.S. Collegiate National Volleyball Team. The redshirt sophomore was one of 28 players selected, and training will be in June alongside the women's national team as they prepare for the Olympics in Tokyo. That's all I have in sports news. Back to Jane and Asher at the desk.
Thanks, Jasmine. Gosh, you gotta love Cougs making history in the sports world.
Absolutely. Like earlier this year at the Klay Thompson jersey retirement ceremony, I got to work that. Got to stand right next to him and Steph Curry.
Oh,
the
I'm
whole
jealous.
Warriors. I mean, it's a normal reaction, but it's really cool, like you were saying, to see Cougs have success in the pros. 4th all-time leading scorer in the NFL. It's very impressive.
Absolutely. I got to see Hannah play over here at WSU. It was just amazing.
Well.
Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Well, stay tuned to find out who your next ASWSU president is.
When Murrow News 8 returns.
The students have spoken. According to the Daily Evergreen, for the 2020-2021 school year, Curtis Cohen and Sean Doster will be the ASWSU president and vice president. The pair won with over 56% of the vote and nearly 13% of turnout. Cohen told the Daily Evergreen, quote, "I just want to thank everybody for all their support. This last year has been bittersweet, but it's been a long month," end quote. Thank you for watching tonight. Be sure to watch our newscast at nwpb.org/MN8 and on Cable 8 at 7 and 10.
And don't forget, you can also follow Murrow News 8 on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a good night.